Stress and trauma, we know in itself also triggers disease. One of the things I've really learned a lot is when I'm dealing with, is to even notice the awareness. There I am shutting down. I notice now pain at level 1 and 2. I didn't notice it before. Hey everybody, welcome to Autoimmune Table Talk today. I'm Maggie Yu, MD, functional and holistic medicine physician. And today, the topic of the week we are going to be talking about is the role of trauma in healing. What's the role of trauma plays in disease? I know we're talking about autoimmune disease, but this model, this discussion around trauma fits into any disease that we're talking about, not just autoimmunity. And I posed a question on my last Facebook Live that I did, asking people if people thought that trauma played a role in their disease. And if more people were interested in talking about it, that I was going to go ahead and do an autoimmune table talk this week about it. And here we are. We also posed a question to the Facebook group that is asking people, do you feel that trauma has played a role in your disease, whatever that is? And the question of the day we're really talking about today is, what is the role of trauma in disease? First of all, warning. I want to give a warning to anybody that if you have some big triggers around trauma for yourself and it really is disturbing for you to hear or talk about trauma, feel free to turn it off. And that's why the title says trigger warning. Don't watch this further if you are easily triggered or you have some trauma issues that are affects you deeply and it troubles you to hear about it. Because today I am going to be talking about trauma, and a lot of it is my own trauma. It's not easy as a doctor or as a woman to talk about some of my own trauma, and it really did take several members of my team to actually really encourage me to raise this question to the group. And based on your responses, there's just an outpouring of support. So many of you really do feel, we had over 400 responses, of which 98% or more were people saying, yes, trauma absolutely plays a role in their disease. Jenny just said it comes to a point where you become dysregulated. Yeah, it's absolutely true, because what happens is that when you shut down to emotions and you shut down to physical symptoms, all the messages are completely gone. They're giving, think of these messages as gauges on a plane that's providing you data, right? Imagine flying a plane and you're getting information from all these gauges and instruments, right? That's supposed to give you feedback so you can, of course, adjust and pivot and do something about it. Talk about ignoring all of those and flying without those alarm bells coming at you, those numbers coming at you, those gauges coming at you. That's what one of the effects of trauma survivors is that the shutdown, the dissociation, the numbing will cause you to really ignore those physical symptoms or emotional symptoms. And then as a result of that, what happens is you have tons of health symptoms that you cannot deal with until they're too late. I think about pain like when if you can actually know, like, oh, there's a slight elbow pain right here that's just starting, and you know it's actually one of the flares associated with your disease, let's say rheumatoid arthritis, and you catch it at 1, how easy is that to turn down? Versus it's 9 out of 10 now and I can't even sleep for like a week because of the pain, and now I'm saying it's a problem. So trauma plays a huge role in our trauma response. It plays a huge role in shaping your health responses and outcomes, but in itself can actually trigger a lot of health outcomes. We know now there's actually already data and studies that actually show that a traumatic or stressful event can already make changes in your gut biome, your gut bacteria, in what your gut bacteria actually produces, in your brain neurotransmitters. Stress and trauma, we know in itself also triggers disease. Okay, and that link is clear. Is this resonating with you, or is there an aha moment that, wow, there really is a role that in my life where trauma has triggered the onset of disease, or it's made the diseases worse because of the compensatory or protective mechanisms my brain and my body got into as a result of it. A little bit of both, right? Or a lot of both. Okay, if this is resonating with you, please let me know in the comment section. That would be really great.